Now Rabbi Nachman is just going to bring a few proofs how he explains that the source of prophecy and the source of the imagination and the source of the wind and the spirit is in your hands. That's why the hands do so much. The hands, you have 14 bones in each hand. When you put two hands together, it equals 28. 28 in Hebrew means koach, means power. When you use your hands properly, it gives a tremendous amount of power. When you clap, Nachman explains, you're pushing out the depressive air and you're bringing in the air of Israel when you clap your hands. So the hands are very, very powerful. And then Rabbi Nachman is going to explain what's the hand all about. So he brings the different sources in the Torah. He says in Job, in whose hand is the life of every living thing, and the ruach of all human flesh. In other words, Hashem has everything in his hands, so to say. All the energy, all the wind, all the spirit is in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. Thank you so much. And that's why it says this is the explanation of, as a musician played, the hand of God came upon him. So the hand keeps coming up here. Hand, hand, hand. Let's give him a hand. Okay. Yeah. So the hands are the source of the creativity. As we see one of our members here is drawing on the tablecloth. We've inspired her to draw. She's drawing a house, a tree, no dog yet, flowers, a car.
Do you have any crayons? I have.
So we're having some effect on people. Not everybody's going to sleep. Okay, now let's move further.
Just one person.
We see then that by playing a musical instrument with his hand, a person thereby selects and extracts the good ruach, the good light, the good air from the bad air. And this being the aspect of the air of prophecy. That's in its highest level. Let's go to 194. Okay, let's keep moving. Now Rav Nachum now is going to go back to the imagination. All this is the aspect of subduing the negative imagination, which is the aspect of an evil ruach, a foolish ruach, that would blemish and confound the aspect of the good ruach, the ruach of prophecy, a person's goodness or a person's badness. And the imagination is subdued and eliminated by means of joy, which comes from the one who plays music with the hand, as explained above. Unfortunately, we've all experienced depression. How's Joey doing? He's very depressed. He's very down. He's by himself. So that's why a person listens to music. He gets happy. You want to take him to music, so it helps the person. And the imagination is off. He's thinking negative things. He's thinking horrible things, getting even more depressed, God forbid. And this is all out of control imagination. A person is in a free fall, God forbid. A person cannot pick himself up. Because the imagination is out of control. Has v'shalom. Has v'shalom. So that's why music is always going to help someone. Sometimes God forbid, the imagination and the depression is too strong. So we're not going there yet. Let's go to the next page. For the main strengthening of the imagination is by means of depression. Because the imagination is the aspect of a depressed ruach, a gloomy feeling, evil feeling, which ruins the good feeling, the feeling of inspiration, the feeling of prophecy. This is the aspect of memory. When you remember who you are, you get happy. If you have happy memories, your father, your mother, childhood, good friends, this gives you hope. You remember good things. You had a good time. Bavitcher Rebbe, I met this rabbi, I met this friend. He's a good friend. There's even a bracha. If you don't see your best friend in 30 days and you finally see him, you have to say a blessing. Use God's name. Say Shechianu. It's very important. Yeah. I mean, you have to be careful how to say it, who to say it. There's little rules involved. You don't have to say it all the time. And Rabbi Nachman now explains now that memory is really, the real memory is the world to come. Which really, when you're in a good mood, you're attached to your soul. You're connecting to yourself. Because originally we came from a high place and we were pushed down here. So when a person is inspired, he has a mission in life. These glasses are killing me. No, they're good. I'm not used to it. So when a person is connected on high, he's connected to the better part of himself. So he really has, he has an idea of what he wants. He's happy, he's connected, he feels good. And what does that have to do with? He says here that the highest form of memory is when you remember the future. Back to the future.
When you remember the future?
Rabbi Nachman says here, when you are attached properly to your own self, you remember the future. Whoever said such a thing.
Where do you see that?
Top of 209.
Yeah.
Let me see, 196.
Yeah.
This being the aspect of memory and attaching one's thoughts to the world to come. The world to come didn't happen yet. What are you talking about? How could you be attached to the future? Because everything is originally in the past. Everything finds itself originally in the past. And to God, there's no past, there's no future. But we originally came way before where we are now. And the future is really where we started. Because we have to get back to where we were. To a holy place, to a happy place. It's funny, huh? You're connecting to the future. Ever hear such a thing? I didn't say it, Rabbi Nachman says it.
We have a Back to the Future phone booth at 90th and West End.
I saw that.
Why? What does that mean?
Yeah, there's only a few phone booths left in the city. There's like 3 phone booths left in the city.
Is it true?
Yeah.
Why isn't it Back to the Future?
Is that in the movie?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't remember. I never saw that movie. I'll watch it sometime in the future. Okay. So really what Rabbi Nachman is saying is that you need to attach to the infinite. Is really what he's saying, not the finite. You have to break out and attach to the infinite. You can't always be finite. My mother, my father, my boss, my job, my friend, my boss, my job, my friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, wife. This is prison. You have to elevate. You have to try to get out. You have to try to tap in. You have to get to the infinite, not stay in the finite. If you want, we can sit down. You have extras? How are you? Learning about music?
They
Yes.
like cast there, that cat down.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks. Should I leave these chairs?
And you just walked in when Rabbi Nachman said that you have to attach yourself to the future. It's pretty interesting, right? Okay. So, it is therefore impossible to receive the spirit of prophecy, the divine prophecy, except by means of joy, which is the aspect of playing music with the hand. As it says, and the musician played, the hand of God came upon him, the aspect of his hand will play it, and it will be good for you. Because Saul was depressed. Rabbi Naftali is in San Francisco tonight. So I'm just giving an extended class. This class is about how Rabbi Nachman explains how music cures depression and also how it cures a negative imagination.
What page are you on?
I'm on page 209.
209, thank you.
And he explains here that when a person has a good memory, when a person is remembering good things, he's really attaching himself to the future. Because he has hope. He's letting him have hope for the future. It's pretty interesting. So he explains here how music, when the prophet hears music, he starts to prophesy. When a regular person hears music, he gets very, very happy because it's talking to him. Okay. So now the musician has to be skilled at playing, as explained above. Also the instrument on which he plays. Now Rabbi Nachum is going to speak about the instrument of the musician. First it was the musician. Rabbi Nachum explained that everything in the world is a mixture of light and darkness. Everything in the world is a mixture of good and bad. Pardon? Rabbi Nachman explains that in the air, even the air is made up of good and bad, and that the musician actually, the true musician actually separates the good air from the bad air. So now he explains that the instrument now has to be proper. Great to see you. Okay. So that now when the instrument is good, the instrument now is refining the air, which is a mixture of good air and depressive air, and the musician now through the instrument is now refining the air. The instrument now is the vessel to refine the air. That's why a musician has to be skilled at playing. Okay, so Rabbi Nachman, I don't know why he says this a few times, but he says it again. This corresponds to extracting the good air, which is the aspect of joy, aspect of prophecy, from the ruach of depression, the evil air. So if the instrument is not whole, or if the musician is not skilled at playing, he doesn't know how to use his hands properly in order to refine the airwaves, that the notes that he's playing. If he doesn't have that talent, so he's doing everything at once. Everything is like a mix of everything's coming out. There's no refinement. It's a mixture of just energy without any refinement. So he brings the proverbs of a person that's foolish. He just throws everything out in one shot. He doesn't know how to build up things. He doesn't have to refine things. Slowly play the right notes and with the right energy. This person doesn't know what he's doing.